So this formula, let me tell you what it's for. What we just got through doing was like finding a whole thing, right? Well, sometimes we don't really want the whole thing. Sometimes we might want only like maybe like the third term or something. Okay? That's what this formula is for. It's not for finding the whole thing. It's just for finding a part of it. So I'm going to show you guys how to use that. Now there's a bunch of letters up here, so we have to know what they all represent. N represents the exponent. So whatever power your binomial is being raised to, that's what you're going to plug in down here for n. K represents the term that you're looking for, so the desired term. So if you're looking for the third term, then you'd be plugging in 3 for all the k's. A represents your first term, and then B represents your second term. Okay? So go ahead and write down number 1. I got to make a quick adjustment here though. Sixth term, we're going to look for the third term. Okay, it says find the third term of x plus y to the fourth. Now usually they're not going to be this small. Usually going to be like more like number 2, where they're asking for like something to the 15th power. But I thought we'd do a smaller one so we can look at it and see what we're actually finding. We're looking for the third term of x plus y to the fourth. I picked that because we already have that. If we step back a little bit, what's the third term of x plus y to the fourth? 6x squared y squared. Once we plug in all these numbers, it should give us that term. Okay? So that's the objective here. We should get 6x squared y squared. So let's go ahead and do that and see if it actually works. So we have x plus y to the fourth. Not fourth, I'm sorry. 6x plus y to the fourth. And we're looking for the third term. So the formula we want to use to find that term would be this. Alright, so we need to find all those values. So what is, let's find n first. What is n? It's 4. It's the exponent, right? And what is k? K is the term we're looking for, so I've heard somebody say it's 3. K is 3. And then a is the first term, which in this case is x. And b is the second term, which in this case is y. So first thing we're going to do is plug everything in. Okay, at this point, I like to just kind of do the adding and subtracting part, so we'll do that real quick. 4 minus 3 plus 1 is 2. 3 minus 1 is also 2. 4 minus 3 plus 1 is 2, and 2. Alright, so you guys remember what 4 with this little exclamation point means? That's 4 factorial. That means you start with the number 4 and you work your way down. 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Remember that? And 2 factorial is 2 times 1 for both of them there. Okay, so how do we simplify that? Yeah, the 2 times 1 takes the 2 times 1. 2 goes into 4 twice. You can ignore the 1 because if you divide by 1 it doesn't do anything. So what we have is 2 times 3, which is what? So my answer is 6x squared y squared. which is exactly what we expected it to be because we've seen it in the chart that we had. Okay? Okay, to save us a little bit of work, guys, on the next problem, though, I want to show you guys a fast way to do this. Suppose I gave you guys 100 factorial over 98 factorial. Those are big numbers. So do you think I expect you to write 100 all the way down to 1 on the top, on top, and then the bottom 98 to 1? That would be a lot of work, right? What's this going to simplify to? What is it? Well, here's the thing. This thing on the bottom is going to go from 98 all the way down to 91, right? This one's going to start at 100 and work its all the way down to 1. But what's this 98 to 1 going to do to all the 98 to 1 up there? It's going to cancel it out. And what two numbers are going to be left on the top? 100 will be left, and so will 99. Now, the reason I'm telling you that is because, well, I'm not going to give you numbers quite this big, but the numbers will be big enough to where you really wouldn't want to start at that number and work all your way down. So you could just use that shortcut to kind of know, okay, that's what's going to be left, and it'll save you some writing. Okay, so let's go ahead and do one more example problem here. Go ahead and write down number 2, please. Okay, this question is actually the same thing, guys, but it's worded differently. Okay, it's not telling you what term to look for specifically, but it's giving you a characteristic of that term. What characteristic of the term are they asking us to look for here? It's the term with x to the 12th, but I don't know what term that is. Let's find out. I know the first term would be x to the what? 15th power, because that's the power that we're looking at. The next term would be x to the 14, and then 13, and then... So what term has that in there? The 4th. So if they ask it like that, you might have to write it out like this, and I'd advise you guys to go ahead and write this out really quick so that you know what to do in your homework, because they'll definitely be giving you some problems like that. So what they're telling you is k is 4, but you have to dig for it. Term. Okay, so x minus 3 to the 15th, and we've determined that we're looking for the 4th term. So here we go. What is n? 15. What is k? First term. And second term, that is. Okay, so we're just going to plug them into the formula. I'll put it up here for reference if you need it. So here's what we get by plugging everything in. Okay, so let's do our addition and subtraction here. Okay, now this 12 is going to take everything on the top off except for what? 15, 14, and 13. And the 3 will leave 3, 2, 1 on the bottom. We'll have to reduce that one by hand. What is negative 3 to the 3rd power? Negative 27. Thank you. Okay. All right, so let's do the coefficient here for Pascal's triangle. If that's what this gives us, is the coefficient. So 3 goes into 15 5 times, 2 goes into 14 7 times, and then we'll just multiply what's left there. So 5 times 7 times 13 would be 455. Now any numbers that are left over here, you're going to multiply them all together. So I just need to multiply the 455 with the negative 27 and we're all done. So my final answer would be the following. Negative 12285 x to the 12th.